Three, two. Okay, we are live. You can actually see that the red banner is on top. Okay, so welcome to the series of Faces of ACL Econs. So my name is Jeffrey. Okay, I'm the Chief Educator of ACL Econs. But today is not about me. Okay, today is about my community of parents and students who are watching this. Okay, so the series of Faces of ACL Econs is to specifically interview some of the former graduates who have graduated from ACL Econs, have pursued their own respective life goals, and I'll be interviewing them on how they have actually done. How have they survived A levels? Okay, which I think this is one of the toughest exams. Even for myself, sometimes I do dream of myself doing A levels. Okay, it's like a nightmare. I don't know about you, Rachel. Okay, but yes, today we have Rachel. Okay, Rachel was formerly from Tampines Junior College. Now is known as TMJ. What TM?
Yeah, Tampines Meridian.
Yeah, Tampines Meridian. Now, yeah, they are known as Tampines Meridian. Oh, there's so many people. Suddenly pop up quite a bit. Yes. Okay, I think 9 p.m. is a good time to go. Okay, so Rachel was from Tampines JC, now known as Tampines Meridian JC. She is currently pursuing arts, with NTU ADM, right? Arts Design Media.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, and just to sidetrack a little bit, for all the viewers who are watching this, do say hi to Rachel and myself and just seeing this. And any questions that you have for Rachel, please drop us a comment and we will get back to you. Okay, so now let's go back to Rachel. So, oh yes, there's one comment really. Later on we'll see. So, fun fact about Rachel. So, on the day before my first day of A levels, she had 2 papers. Arts and GP were both written paper. So after one the other, you get super stressed. Okay, but your specs actually got ruined.
Yeah.
How did it happen?
So for example, it was just like this way. It just bent, and then I immediately full on panic.
What do you do to the specs? Was it after the GP? GP is normally the morning paper, right?
Oh no, this was like the day before. So
the day before.
What happened was like, actually I don't really remember also, but I just remember it like it's just a misfortune happened, and then it resulted in my specs just like bending. So because I didn't used to have these specs, I used to have a black metal frame one, so they could bend.
Yeah, I remember. Later I will show you all the black metal. I still have that. So it got banned, and that was before.
That was before.
So you cried through the whole night?
The day before. So I immediately started crying because I was so stressed already. Then I had consultations also, so I couldn't see because my degree is very high. So after I finished my consult, I rushed all the way to my spec shop to get it fixed. But it wasn't really like fully fixed. All they could do was bend it back properly. But it was still a bit agile, which is why I changed specs in the end.
Oh wow! Hey, that must be quite a shock, huh? Nasty surprise. I would have think that contact lens would be like a makeshift or a plan B. Do you have contact lens?
Yeah, I did, but because it was early in the morning and I didn't want my eyes to be too dry during the paper.
Okay. It's a message to all the parents and the coming A level batch. Please have a spare pair of spectacles if you're. If you go to own days, is buy one, the second pair is 50% off. Okay, don't stinge on this, really. If not, Rachel will be here to tell you why. Okay, so thanks for sharing, Rachel. This is something that I didn't know. Okay, so we are going to move on to your JC journey. So you can probably share with us one specific peak or your highest point in your JC journey in the 2 years lah. Okay, and one specific lowest point in your JC journey.
Highest point. Does ending A levels count? Highest point. I think highest point has to be I think J2 right before all the exams. So I think it was about March, April, that point in time, because I had a lot of commitments. So I had to juggle both my commitments with my friends, my CCA, and also studies. And I thought it was very to me it's a high point because I felt like that was the peak time where I could juggle everything because it wasn't the point where
Wow.
A levels was it wasn't the point where A levels the stress was there yet because it was, I think, before July you tend to like take it easy a bit and then you still have
Okay.
fun with your friends but you still have to do your work. So that was
Okay.
like, I guess, the peak point of being a student, when you could have fun but also not to the point where if you have too much fun your studies will be like shit, you know, you didn't put too much effort in it. Yeah.
So there was a fine balance. That's what you're trying to say, is it? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And what about your lowest point that you felt that wasn't working out for you?
I think my lowest was right before A levels. So right before like study break period. Because for example, I did art coursework. I did art. So basically I had art coursework, and coursework takes up, I've started on it and I have to finish it by about July before I send it in to SEAB. So this will take a lot of my time. So because of this, I did not have enough time to study for my prelims, and my prelims actually got really, really bad results, even though I knew like I could do better than that. But because I was too fixated, I prioritized my art first, which is at the point in time what I felt like was the best because it is my A levels compared to prelims, which is just a school exam.
Yeah.
But because of that, I also felt like I missed out a lot of like personal like studying for the other subjects like math, econs, all that, and I could really see that like that backslide during prelims. So my prelim rank point was about 30 something, and then all my subjects, my subjects were like very like not at where it needed to be at that point.
Wow, I didn't know it was 30 something.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So how do you manage to climb up? How do you manage to regain your footing?
After my art coursework, then I created a very fixed schedule, and I really stuck by it. And I really sought a lot of help from my teachers through consultations to get to where I needed to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
So later on, Rachel will be sharing her study tips with everyone. Okay, so this is a very popular. Okay, we already have 10 over comments. Yeah, I need to squeeze. Okay, so Clarence said hi. Okay, hi Clarence, hi. Remember to drop a comment. Okay, if you want to ask Rachel any question. Okay, Jia Hao is my friend. Okay, hi Jia Hao, thanks for dropping by. Okay, Sam said hi. Is your friend, right, Sam?
Yeah.
Hi Sam. Okay, remember to ask Rachel's tough question. Okay, so the boyfriend said hi. Hi Guo Quan. Hi. Remember to ask any questions that you don't dare to ask her. Okay, you can go through me. Okay, and Guo Quan is here to say that her econs is damn good. Okay, so how you manage to coach your boyfriend econs?
No.
Okay, and she said that he mentioned that she plans my finances very well. Well done, Rachel. Well done. Okay, so remember to invite me to your wedding.
Sure.
Okay. Hi, okay, so
my friends.
All your friends are saying hi. Okay, and welcome, friends. Welcome. So yes, make use of this opportunity to ask Rachel tough question and to find out more about Rachel's past. Okay, so having said that, okay, let me jump back to the objective. So just now we were done with the highs and lows, right? So now let's start with your subject combination. So a couple of my parents are watching our parents are watching the course the video right now. So maybe you would like to share your subject combination and why you chose this subject combination, because it's going to impact the next question. Okay, which is your course and your career. Yeah.
Okay. My subject combination, I'm from the art stream. So what I took was H2 art, econs, and literature, and I took H1 math. So math, GP, and Chinese. Yeah.
Okay, so it's a very arts heavy combination.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now let's go to the next part. Okay, I'm going to assume that your subject combination is going to be is going to be spilled over to your course. It's going to have a deciding effect on your course. So you took up ADM or arts and design. Why is that so?
I've always had a penchant for like art and design, and if I could have, I would have gone to one of those art schools like NAFA Al Azhar really early on. But ultimately, I felt like the JC stream was something that I wanted to go to, because also I was at a point in time where I needed something that opened up my options more. should I decide to not go for this career path. But in the end, it provided a very stable foundation for me because after A levels, I felt like coming to uni, it taught me to handle stress better also. So, and moreover, A levels is a lot of art stuff, so it does help in my current course.
Okay. So I'm just curious, okay, if ADM doesn't work out, what could be an alternate course choice? Because your combination is really geared towards taking art, right? So what happens if ADM doesn't work out? Is there a plan B?
No plan B. all the way just art, yeah.
Wow. So it really takes a lot of passion to go. It's like go big or go home. Oh wow. Okay. Okay, so let's go to the next question. So yes, okay, this is something that we will connect personally. So yes, Rachel was formerly from AYE, Asia Econs. So any most memorable moment that you have with us? It could be happy, it could be sad, it could be a lot of students like to use the word demanding. I don't know. they claim that it's very demanding. That could be a defining moment. Yeah. So I will also showcase to you guys. Okay, this was Rachel. Okay, back then this was the black metallical frame, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, what is one defining moment with us is with AYE, or what do you like the most? Before we move on, yeah.
I think one memorable moment with AYE was I think because back then we had like the online sessions during the weekdays. So I think there was this one day that I just joined AYE and I forgot that I had a class. So I was outside. I was so stressed and very scared of like I was very scared like
Mr. Teo will squeeze you.
I'm gonna kill me. I rushed out. I rushed to somewhere with Wi-Fi. And I just sat outside. Not even at a proper chair or table. I just sat outside. Then I quickly tried to do your work. Then I quickly screenshot. Then I sent to
you. Okay. Wow.
After that, I never forgot already lah.
Okay. So just to keep you guys in the loop, okay, for the current graduates we have fully gone online. So there won't be an occurrence. It will have to be like Rachel, where you have to be outside at McDonald's or at the tap on public Wi-Fi. Yeah, because by default you will be at home. All right. So this is anyway. Sorry for digressing. Okay, but it's something really really fun to hear. So yes, thanks for sharing, and let's move on. Okay, give me a second. Let me off my screen. So last 2 weeks back when I was having the interview with Rohit, then I kind of miss everyone in the photo. Yeah, and I really wonder how you guys have progressed with your respective life. I'm really happy with that. Whoever that who stayed in touch with me, I'm really happy that all of you did really well. Yeah. Okay. So now, would you like to share, okay, with the current audience, okay, how did you do for A levels? You don't need to be very specific, just your rank points is good enough.
I got 80 rank points.
80 rank points. That's not too shabby. It's about 2.5 times more as compared to your prelims.
Yeah.
Okay. So 80 rank points can easily get you anywhere, right? And you still chose arts. Okay. So you must be really passionate with arts. If not.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are going to move on to the highlights of today. So I would just like to have to quickly send out a reminder, okay, for the parents and students. If you have a question for Rachel, okay, specifically towards subject combi, any study tips, okay, how your career aspiration as an artist. Okay, I'm not specifically trained in the field of arts. So the questions I ask could be quite limited. Okay, so whoever that's watching this, okay, please direct your questions to Rachel. And probably the boyfriend, if you are there, please say hi. And yes, and you can probably ask Rachel some questions pertaining to her career choice as well. Okay, so now we are going to move on to Rachel's 3 tips, okay, to survive A levels. Okay, so Rachel, what would be the most important tip, okay, that you want to start off?
I would say book consultations with your teachers.
Book consults. Yeah. Okay. Maybe you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah. So the subject that I primarily booked consultations for were econs and literature. Literature because the subject is very it's not there's no one right answer. So you really need feedback from your own teachers because ultimately they know the material better than you do lah. And also for econs because econs, I guess we all know that there is no, there are many answers sometimes to one question. So even though you might have gotten like an essay question correct with the kind of point that you brought up, you could also by going for consultations, your teacher could shed some light on how like actually you could have also done it by this way, or perhaps or if your answer is wrong, then they'll tell you and then they'll help you. And I think that face-to-face interaction is very beneficial when it comes to consults. Moreover, if you have any like pressing questions or sudden questions that you have, like, oh, why is this graph like this? Or why suddenly must do that? Then you can just easily ask. Rather than like you sit there and you wonder why is it like that? Or you ask your friends. I guess sometimes your friends might know, but it's always better to ask your teacher.
Okay. So I do have a question on behalf of some of our students because when they are in the program, okay, some of them share with me that they are very shy. They don't. It's not their practice to ask. So for let's say more introverted students, okay, what advice do you have for them to take on more consults?
I think you could try going with a friend instead of going alone because I know I used to be like that also. I used to be very like do I really need the consult? Because like what if my teacher thinks I'm not doing well or what my teacher thinks I'm stupid, you know, that kind of thing. But at first I think I did start going with friends, so it's less intimidating and I think your friend can also help to open up because I'm pretty sure your friend will have questions as well. So by going with a friend, it makes things less scary in that sense and you can feel more comfortable with asking the questions that you may have.
Okay, so to the viewers out there, especially the parents and the year ones, okay, what Rachel has done, okay, if you're too shy, okay, or too awkward to meet or to book a consult alone, okay, always book with a friend. Okay, if not, okay, come to Mr. Teo. Mr. Teo will judge you. Okay, so anything else that you would like to talk about consultations? So which specific? Just why you mentioned that econs and lit, they are very subjective, right? And you wouldn't know that you will you have done it's up to interpretation and you need the teachers. What about art? Is there any like so-called consult per se?
Yeah, we do have art consults because for H2 art, what we have is coursework and we also have SOVA. So that's study of visual art. And I think it's about 40 or 30% of the A-level grade. So it's also written papers like essays. So you also can ask your teacher for consults. But for that one, I think I recall I did not go for that many art consults. Because I tried more, I placed more emphasis on building up my math and my econs especially.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, so to quickly wrap up this point, okay, just like to touch on this, especially for the year ones who are watching this right now. Okay, consultations, no matter is it school consult or no matter it's consult with me, okay, is better than no consult. Okay, remember, ask and you will be given. All right. Okay, so one last thing, okay, because some of the students they're also asking me, Mr. Teo, what happens if my school teacher is not available, okay, or is not that readily available?
Go to Mr. Teo.
Do you experience this when you were schooling,
yeah.
But there are specific teachers that are normally that have other priorities, and they have to be somewhere elsewhere. So what happens to this kind of students?
I have some friends who actually went to consult other econs teachers, like not the econs teachers assigned to their class, because either they were not available or they just preferred the other teacher. So that's what I guess you can consider also.
Is it recommended or is it? I don't think it's recommended, but no choice, right? No choice then. So it's also up to the other teacher whether they want that you consult.
Yeah, because I know some teachers are okay with it, but other teachers might feel a bit offended if you go to another teacher for help.
Jump the gun and go to the other teacher.
Okay. It's all up to your teacher.
Okay. So the bottom line is don't be shy to ask. Okay, so that's it. We'll be moving on to the second tip. So what do you have for us, Rachel? Tip number 2.
Tip number two is to have a very fixed schedule. So
Okay.
basically, how I got this tip is because I used to not have a schedule. I used to study whatever I felt like studying or whatever I felt like I wanted to do, which more often than not, ironically happened to be math. But that was only because math was my worst subject. And so actually, I had to do 4 doctor books worth of math. So like math papers from other schools, the TYS, I had to redo and redo and redo because my math was really very, very bad. So because of this, I felt like that rigor. So all I wanted to do was math, but then I neglected my other subjects. Like I also I should have dedicated more time to other subjects. Like for example, I should have written more like art essays. I should have done more uh, GP essays. But instead, I think a big chunk of my time, like if I had a choice, I would have chosen to do math. So I think having a fixed schedule, like planning out your week, like this today I will do this, tomorrow I'll do that and that. It gives you that discipline, and while you get to study all the different things and have them spread like equal effort across the board, rather than just doing what you feel like doing. Because more often than not, you often do either the things that you are very scared of failing, or the things that you like doing. So you're not really pushing yourself.
Okay, so what you're saying
Mm.
is when you're doing things that you're comfortable, okay, or you're not growing because you're
Yeah.
already in the comfort zone already. Okay,
Mm.
and I do know that there are some students, okay, who totally avoid their fearful subjects. And
Mm.
I really want to take this opportunity to really comment on you. You say that you really are confronting your math fears or your math your head on because some of them they really siam, they are like ostrich. They hope that they bury their head underneath and the problem will go away. But does the
Mm.
problem go away?
No, I used to be like that too. I guess my
Okay.
whole J1. So in J1, I
Okay.
actually, if I did not at the very end put in my effort to do my math, I would have retained. Because math
Okay.
was the only subject that was holding me back a lot to that point where I would have retained. So I felt that if I do not start uh, putting in effort for my math and don't keep siaming, right? If I keep siaming, then eventually it'll snowball and it'll get to a point in time where I really cannot do anything about it because I wouldn't even know what I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's very good to just head on and keep going.
Okay.
Mm.
So don't avoid lah. Okay, it's good to know
Yeah.
that it's good to know your own fears and your own struggles,
Mm.
but you cannot it doesn't go away. The pain doesn't
Mm.
go away. So to the viewers out there, okay, if econs is your weakest suit, okay, better know who to look for. Okay, don't bury your head under the sand. Okay, and Rachel, I'll just like to ask you again because there are some students who actually oh damn, I forgot my question. Maybe I'll get. I've been getting really forgetful these days.
Mm.
Hey, but I'll get back to the schedule question. But
Okay.
anyway, if I remember, I'll get back to that. But any other things that you want to talk about the schedule?
Schedule. No lah. Nah. I
Okay.
think that's all for now. Yeah.
Okay. So we are done with the schedule part. Oh yes, I remember. Pardon me for. Okay, so there are some students who actually plan out their schedule. Okay, they plan swiftly. Today I want to do this tomorrow, but they have problems fulfilling or to keep to their schedule.
Mm.
They have no problems planning, okay, but they have issues sticking with their schedule. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm just wondering if you have similar issues with this before, and what are your how do you overcome this yourself?
Definitely there will be points in time where you have your schedule and you don't feel like doing it because it's human nature lah. But also again, I think this is where it's very important to also rely on your friends. Because for example, if you have a friend, let's say you both have the same schedule. So for example, if you're both scheduled to do econs in the next 1 hour, then after that you decide like maybe I don't want to do econs. And this also counts on who your friend is, but your friend could easily be the person to be like, no, we are doing econ. Then you both and you also need to do. So that
Okay.
person will be like your rock, you know. You
Your
stick to
accountability
that schedule.
buddy, is it?
Yeah.
So do you have? I mean, do you have one that in the past
Yeah,
accountability
I
buddy?
did. Yeah,
Okay,
I did.
okay.
She's really hardworking, so she always really stuck to her schedule. And because of that, I chose to also study with her. And then we
Mm,
always studied together. Then we always did the same stuff because we almost had the same combination, just that she did history instead of art.
okay.
Yeah.
So am I right to say that having a fixed schedule, okay, is good, okay, but having an accountability who shares a fixed schedule with you and to motivate each one another is even better.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so to the viewers out there, okay, listen carefully. Okay, like what Rachel has mentioned, you need a good study buddy, okay, or a good accountability buddy. Okay, and be sharp, okay. You don't find those who are slacking off or is always playing up. Okay, find someone who is motivated and driven. Okay, and someone whose combination is quite similar to yours. So, am I right to say that combi does matter, or because just now you did mention, right? Okay, because of the overlap of your topics, is it?
Yeah, combi does help. It does matter a lot also because, for example, the people in your class will also tend to have the same combination as you or almost the same. So if you study with people who are of the same combination or perhaps the same subject that you are studying, it's also very good in the sense that if you have any questions, maybe your friend can help answer for you, or your friend can teach you, or you can teach your friend. Yeah.
Okay, so mutual teaching. Okay, the best way to learn is to teach the others. Okay, so to quickly wrap up, okay, I think having a fixed schedule and having an accountability buddy who shares your fixed schedule, okay, is the key to success. Okay, so please find a study partner, okay, for those who are out there, especially the year ones. The year twos already graduate. Okay,
Yeah.
so anything to add on before we move on to the last part?
No, I'm good.
Okay, so what do you have for us for the last part?
The last tip is to please take care of your well-being. Because
Take
I
care
know
of
that
your well-being. Okay, take good care. Maybe you want to elaborate on this?
Yeah, because I know that during A-levels period or perhaps A-levels crunch time, so during study break, after you've ended your school and all you have to do is to study. I know a lot of people will have that that implicit pressure to just continue to study because they feel that if they took a break, they are slacking, or if they take a break then it's wrong because they should be studying. But I feel like it is very, very, very important to not skip your meals, to take breaks, like maybe watch a few YouTube videos every now and then. Perhaps after 1.5 hours of studying or 1 hour, you take a 5-minute break. It will do you a lot of good because it's not good to keep your engine running for so long without a break. Your body, you have to check yourself, or you know your body the best, and you will know whether you are tired or if you are drained out. It's very important to take breaks. I had this one friend who will always, in a sense, glorify like how I didn't shower, I didn't sleep, I just continued studying, I didn't eat any of my meals, but I had like time to collect myself and meditate, that kind of thing. But I feel like eating and perhaps like eating and showering would have done you a lot of good, or just taking a break in general. You'll burn out very fast.
Lead a normal life. That's it. So I'm just curious. Have you have any encounters of your friends burning out that you would like to share with our audiences?
Yes.
And what exactly, or what I wouldn't say exactly, but what roughly happened, and what's the consequence of burning out?
Definitely, I feel that a lot of people will eventually burn out if they don't take the necessary breaks. So what happened was, I had this friend. She studied a lot, and she didn't take any breaks, and I feel like she really caught herself in a very bad situation, because if she did take any break, she would feel really guilty about it. And that's I feel like that's the same for, I guess, a lot of people, but not to that extent. And as a result, when she did burn out, it was really bad, because when you burn out, you just lose that motivation to do anything. Then you feel very tired all the time, which really goes against the point of studying, because then if you burn out, then you lose a lot more time that you could spend studying or getting your grades up or something like that. Yeah.
Okay, so to the viewers out there, I really hope you guys listen carefully. Okay, so really lead a normal life, okay. So and if your friends are over glorifying on how they are doing studying on social media and all this, my advice that I hear from some other students is they uninstall social media. Does it help? They uninstall, totally off social. Then you will know who are the friends that are over glorifying this. And listen to Rachel, okay? Having occasional breaks or taking short breaks is really important. Okay, you don't want to burn out at the very last moment, okay, and lose all motivation, okay, to push for your last lap. Anything else that you'd like to share regarding to take good care?
Mm, no, I think that's about it. Yeah.
Okay, so we'll be moving on to the very last session. So to all the viewers out there, aka boyfriend, you have any questions that you'd like to ask, okay, please drop us a question. Okay, so we will be running through some of the comments section. Okay, so Q&A. Give me a second while I broadcast the questions. Rachel can also see, right? Okay, so now, I'm just curious. Okay, my personal question. Hey, so your boyfriend mentioned that she plans my finances very well. Hey, but what happened to your math? Your math is not that great. Hey, so your math
Oh,
suddenly improve in university, is it? Or
no, no,
do you have to do
definitely not.
math course in arts? No.
No, I haven't touched math since A levels.
Okay. This is just a side joke, okay. But let's
Mm,
go to the more serious question. So Rachel, by Jia Hong. So what are some career options that are open to you? Okay, after you have obtained an art degree from uh, NTU.
it's actually contrary to popular belief. I feel that having an art degree opens up a lot of choices in terms of career wise. So, for example, with my degree, because it will say that I graduated with a BFA in fine art, but here at NTU, because of the curriculum structure, we actually have a very holistic education. So, while I might be doing a lot of my core modules having studio, so like a lot of art stuff, like I'm specializing in visual communications, interaction design. I also minor in photography. So, as you can
Ooh.
see, yeah, my career, my uni choice degree is very visual heavy. So because of this, it also opens up like a lot of, I could be graphic designer, art director, creative director. I could also specialize in just one aspect. So for example, if I'm a visual comm student, I could just be graphic designer for this firm. Or if I'm a photographer, then just this photographer. Or holistically, I can also just be art director, creative director. But also, I know that there are people who, after pursuing an art degree, they also go out to do like businesses. So they open up their own studio, uh, or they become a museum curator, or they help the museum with the different artworks because we also have art history in our curriculum. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
So am I right to say that the option that you guys pursue right after graduating from art is quite related. It's not like, sometimes engineering students they can graduate and they can do something totally different, like doing sales, that kind of thing. So
Mm,
am I right to say that you really walk your talk, or you really do what you study in
mm,
most of your seniors graduate to pursue something that's
yep.
related to art.
Mm.
Okay.
Because
And
yeah, all of us have the passion, so we
oh,
continue to be in this field. Yeah.
okay. I'm just curious, okay, is it competitive, okay, in after you guys graduate? I'm just stating from I'm just stating from for instance, for example, okay, you mentioned graphic designer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm not sure whether you are aware of this platform called Fiverr, okay,
Mm-hmm.
where they can actually put up projects for foreign graphic designers to tender this project.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure. Maybe you can share with me what are some of what's your take on this tough question on competitiveness?
I
Is
think
it
we
going to be
yeah.
competitive?
Yeah, I think definitely yes. But also, I feel that aside from my degree, I think it goes the same for all degrees. There's always going to be that sense of competitiveness because now with the internet, there's always a lot of cheaper options in the sense or easier ways to find what you need. But because here for Singapore or like just having an art degree, some people prefer having uh, the physical person with them to work and to really like uh, work very closely with them on the certain projects that they have. Because ultimately, like for design, it's up to what the client wants, and usually you work very very closely with the client in order to derive at the best outcome for the project.
It's about the value add that you provide, lah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay, so now let's move on to the next question. So meanwhile, if we are closing up this interview, so if you have any further questions, okay, please quickly send them in. Okay, while Rachel can take them. Okay, so I think this is not a question. It says that okay, so I think Clarence had a question. And so Clarence, I heard Econs is very content heavy. Is there any study tips to start for Econs? would it be wise to purely memorize the content? So, I'm just curious. Clarence is your university friend, right?
Mm.
Okay, okay. So, now your turn to answer his question.
Yeah, Econs is very content heavy. I think one tip that I have is to actually build up your notes based off essay questions, because that's what I did. So I have one whole book of notes, right, which is just to help me absorb all the different content. But then applying the content is a totally different answer. So what I did was, after I had all that content more or less registered already, what I did was I just built notes of essay questions. So every essay question I'll put up, then I'll do like a mind map, or I'll show like, oh, maybe this is the answer. Then I show how or why the points are. So that way it's very applicable. You can apply all your knowledge. Because I know some people, they got all the content down, but when it comes to like applying only, wow, cannot do it.
Okay, so content absorption and content application, they are two different concepts. I hope Rachel has addressed that. Okay, so Clarence, I hope you had your answer. Okay, if not, if your brother is watching this, I know you're asking on behalf of your brother. Okay, you can ask him to think of more questions before we end off this session. Okay, so Clarence had another question. Is it wise to study till 5 a.m.? I think during your batch, okay, there is this particular girl that I remember. I think you know her, right? Rita, is it?
Oh yeah.
She does that, and
yeah.
yeah. Now your turn to answer this question.
I guess to each their own, but I would not study till 5 a.m. because I think up to about like 11 a.m. or actually about like 9 already, after I've eaten dinner, my body shuts down. So I cannot really absorb that much content. And I rather just take that time to rest. And maybe I'll read a little bit of notes, but I won't like heavy dive into all the kinds of studying. Because ultimately, like my schedule, I started already from 8 all the way to 6. So I deserve that break. That's what I give myself. Yeah.
Okay, so ultimately, back to Clarence, your question, just to add on to what Rachel has mentioned, it really depends on the student study profile. Okay, there's no right or wrong. Okay, you need to find your most optimal peak performance. Some students are nocturnal. Okay, I don't judge my students on when they sleep. Okay, but I'm just concerned whether they can deliver. So if you realize that you have been sleeping at 5 a.m. every day, but you cannot deliver, means that okay, you're working against your body clock. You may want to look into that. Okay, so boyfriend had a question. So what is a good way to distress during A-levels, given that there is no time or little time to do anything else? So what do you do to distress other than YouTube? Just so you mentioned some, right?
Wow, yeah. I think other than distressing, let me think back. What did I do?
Not so far away lah.
2 years very long. I think what I did was, because I also studied a lot outside. So I could not study at home because I just felt like sleeping. So I would always be outside with my friends studying. And contrary to popular belief, we actually do a lot of work and we don't just always talk. So I guess how we de-stress is we would take breaks together. Then we'll just chit-chat a little bit here and there, but never too long. And we'll always like eat snacks and then chat about life. Because there will always be a point in time after studying that you get like really tired. So then that's when you chat and you just hang out with your friends. Because when you're very sociable and you interact with people other than yourself, you feel more comfortable, you feel more at ease and less high strung, I feel.
Okay. So it's actually quite people's it varies from people to people, right? So I mean, sociable people will probably thrive better with study buddies. Yeah. So I don't know, Guo Quan, you have got your answer. So what happens if the person is an introvert? Have you heard of any?
Yeah, I think
any cases.
Oh, I definitely have. I guess what they do is also they do a lot of their hobbies. I know of some people who were still watching like shows during A-level period, but it's only when for them to take a break. I thought that was very nice also. It's a very good way to de-stress.
Okay. So boyfriend, I hope you had got your answer of how to de-stress. So both of you are in the same course, right? Is it very
no,
different course?
Different course.
Different course. So I don't think it's good. Your current exams in uni is going to be any it's going to be as stressful as A-levels, right? Nowhere close, right?
No. In uni, I don't have exams because mine's all project based.
You guys heard you guys heard this, okay? So the plus point about art, pursuing arts in uni is they are all assignment based, right? There's no exams. So
Yeah.
when others are working hard for their exam, I think it will be you'll be laughing at them.
Yeah, and you end earlier than those with exams also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so asking for my brother, Clarence. Any more questions, Clarence? And we have Guo Quan said thank you. All right, so are we done with the questions? Okay, that's it. Okay, so if you have any other further questions, okay, do drop us a comment. Okay, and Rachel, okay, I will direct Rachel to answer them after the interview. That's subjected whether she has time to look through those lah. Okay, so now let me quickly wrap up today's session. Okay, and we can. Oh, there's one more. Thanks. All good. Wow, they are very loyal supporters. Okay, so Rachel, okay, would you like to end today's session with your message to the current AYE community, especially your AYE juniors who are watching this?
All the best for your A levels. Be stressed, but please don't go overboard. Take necessary breaks, and you will get through it. I promise. Yeah.
All right. So thanks, Rachel. Thanks for sharing your precious message to the viewers who are right here. Okay, so with that, okay, we will sign off the Faces of AYE for this week. Okay, so we hope we can get another guest speaker in 2 weeks' time. Hey, hello, hi. Okay, and thank you all for tuning in. Okay, I hope to see you guys in 2 weeks' time. Okay, please cross my fingers, and I'll see you guys in 2 weeks' time. Thanks, Rachel. Thanks. Bye-bye.
No problem. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.